Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Motorcycle Rewind, and today we're back with the 1965 Honda CB450 KO, the Black Bomber, and our parts have arrived. So let me share with you what we have on the list of things to do. New chain, new brakes, new tires and tubes, rim strips, new sprocket cover for our clutch actuator, kickstart lever, gear shifter, air boxes going on, exhaust getting cleaned and mounted. It's going to be a busy day. Stay with us. One of the things that's going to make our day even busier is we're putting on a new clutch lever. Super simple, right? New clutch lever. Take the old one off, put the new one on. Bad thing is that these controls, these wires, run through this, into the headlight bucket, and there's only one way to get this thing on. It's got to go on that way. So I'm going to have to pull these out, pull this off, pull these out, slide this on, slide that in, put that on. Bob's your uncle. We're going to do that a little later. Guys, if there's an easier way to do this, hurry up, post in the comments below so I get them before I start doing it the long way. Okay, I'm going to start hosing these exhausts down and let them soak with this rust dissolver. You guys have seen me use this. I love this stuff. It works out really good, and I think these exhausts are going to clean up really good. So we're going to just hose them down and let it do its work, and then we'll get back to them a little later. Okay, so there we have everything just hosed down with the rust dissolver. We're going to let it sit there, and then we'll come back and rinse it off in maybe a half hour or so, something like that. Let's get to taking these wheels off. GoPro, stop recording. Okay, let's go ahead and get this front wheel off. I'm gonna get the front wheel off. Oh, there we go. There's one. Come on. Okay, so we got this little keeper that we have to bend out of the way on this. Yep, it should be free. Let's see if that's it. There we go. That was it. Okay, let's go ahead and get this brake off, and our wheel is out. Okay guys, I went ahead and sprayed the wheel with the rust dissolver. We're just gonna let it soak. The exhaust is just cooking in here in this tote, and let's go ahead and pull off the back one. This is some of the things I like, and I'm not being sarcastic. I really do appreciate it because it tells a story. Somebody needed to secure their axle nut, this castle nut back here, so they just used a nail. And like I said, I love this stuff. It just tells a story of the motorcycle, and by any means necessary, right? I need to get it done, so let's get it done. I got to get this thing back on the road. I don't have a cotter pin, so let me see if I can just get it to work. Let me see if I can get the right tool. If I can just get it to work to get me home, or whatever the situation was. I love it. And sometimes they just break right off. Let me see if I can knock it out of there. Yep. There we go. An adjustable wrench, because I still had it from the front. So I didn't know what size it was, so I just grabbed this. Oh, there we go. That's good enough. Let's leave that in there just a little bit. Let's see. I got a hammer over there. Let's see if I screw this guy in this way so I can smack on this side and get it in. Let me get the hammer. Okay, let me just smack this axle out. Come on. It's in there pretty good. Just working this axle backwards and forwards with some WD-40 with some penetrating oil, just trying to get it free. It runs into a spot and then it sticks, and so I just go to the sticky spot and then I back it out, spray some more WD-40 on it, and then smash it back in. Get some in here too. We'll send it home. Okay. Just back and forth till we get it out. Okay guys, it's really just been a battle of attrition over here with this guy. It's spraying WD-40 and then going in and out, spinning the axle. We got it further, so now it's just about smacking it through. Like we finally made it. Yeah, it looks like we're coming through. Jeez, oh Pete, this thing probably hasn't been off in forever. Here's just caked on. We'll have to clean that up really good, so it'll go on a whole lot easier. Let's get this sucker off. Okay, let's get this brake hub off of this guy. Free at last. I think I may need to go up a little bit more. Let's get the jack and see if we can jack this thing up. Okay. I'm not gonna say it was the sketchiest thing I've ever done, but it was up there. Look at these. I don't know about you guys, but that looked pretty good. I just brought them out here, hosed them off. The back wheel is still soaking, so we'll get that off in just a little while. It looks amazing. Come on, those are the same exhausts that were on that bike. Crappy exhausts, clean them up. Are they perfect? No, but they're way better than they were. I'm trying to decide what I want to do with this fender. Do I want to just leave it? Plus, I got to do these too. I got to de-rust those. So, or do I want to put some rust remover on it and just convert this rust back to metal and then give it a few more years of life out of it, looking a little bit better too. So I may take it off because I've got to bang this dent out, or I may see if I can just bang it out right here while it's on it. I can get the dolly behind it and see if I can bang these dents out just a little bit, or maybe taking it off. Haven't decided yet. Okay, we've got went ahead and took the front fender off. I'm gonna go ahead and bang out some of these dents right here. Again, I'm not a body guy. I'm just gonna try to make them a little bit better, and then we're gonna do what we can to remove some of the rust from it. Not trying to make this thing perfect, but just trying to make it better. So there's a couple of them right there. So we're gonna start beating on them. We're gonna start right here on these two, right in here. Right in there. Let's see if we can start. Yeah. Got them out some, but we still have a couple of low spots. And then we're gonna get the dolly and try to smack it to that. But let me see if I can get some more off. You can see right here, right there, a couple of high point. I'm using the rounded head. A little bit more right there. This is a little more than we need right there, but a little bit more right in there. Let's see if I can get this right in there. That is considerably better. Still a little low right in there and right about there. So let's keep on that. Let's see how we're looking. That is considerably better than the way it was. Guys, that looks pretty good and we're going to remove some of this rust. I don't believe we're going to paint this fender. So let me see if I can get out this one up front. There's another one right up front. If you look at it, you can see it. It falls flat right there. We're going to try to get that one out too. And if somebody knows the proper way to do this, go ahead and let me know. I'm just beating on it till I feel the dent come out. Let me get a little bit more. So just keep going back and forth on that until it's smoother than it was. We still may have a little bit more right in here to do back here on this back one. So let's get that. GoPro, stop recording. That looks pretty good. I mean, it's not perfect, but it is pretty good considering. Remember what the dent looked like? It had two sizable dents right there, and then we had this one up here. That's pretty good. Okay guys, this is the hammer and dolly set I use. Just got it from Harbor Freight. This thing was not very expensive, but I've gotten my money's worth out of it just in doing this and not have little things like this that just make such a big difference. So let's get back at this guy. Okay guys, I'm gonna go ahead and coat this whole fender with this rust dissolver from Rust-Oleum. I really like this stuff. This is the thicker one. I'm just gonna put it on with this old toothbrush, kind of rub it on everywhere there's rust. I'm going to do both sides, the front and back. The good thing about this jelly, this consistency, is it's going to stick. It's going to stay where you put it. Okay, so we have the whole front fender coated in the rust dissolver. We're just going to let it cook here. So on these front forks, I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing right here on these two guys and let that stuff cook while we're doing the tires. There we go. It's rough when it's 60-year-old rubber. But enough bead grease on it. Still easier than catching a spoon in the groin. Tire busted. Let's see if we can get that off. Yeah. We had already had most of it around, so it wasn't as bad as, but this tire's been flat for years too. Just sitting on it. There we go. Let's see if we can get that tube out, and then we'll get to the rest of the tire off. Okay, let's go ahead and get this guy off. Oh, we're good. That's there we go. Oh, it's so much easier than dealing with those spoons. Boy, this Rabaconda tire changer is the best. Okay, we got the wheel off. I'm gonna go ahead and get the drill with a wire brush and knock out all of this stuff under here, all this rust under here. And then I like to put a coat of paint underneath there just to stop the rust. Better safe than sorry. So let's go ahead and knock off this rust and then put a little coat of paint. Okay guys, I'm going to use a little bit of this Rust-Oleum, and this is the silver, the aluminum. And so just right here, a foam brush, I'm just going to go around and put a coat of paint on here. Nothing too crazy, just trying to cover the rust, trying to slow it down. The Rabaconda tire changer comes in handy as a wheel painter too. And you could mask this off and just paint it really quick too, but this is just as easy, and I already have the stuff, so. And it being on the tire changer makes a huge difference. And not putting a real heavy coat. That's it. Just enough to stop the rust, slow the rust. Let me put it that way. We wire wheeled some of it, and this one got really rusty just because the tire was flat and it just sat with water in it. Nope. I'm going to have to wipe off the edges. Look where I got a little too much. Got a little overzealous, but that's okay. I can get it off. That's the good thing about this stuff, is you can just clean it up. Just making sure I don't have any that ran down. Let me just check it. Nope. We'll let that dry, then we'll put the tire on. Okay, let me wipe these off. They are much better than they were before. Again, we're not trying to restore this motorcycle. We're just trying to make it look the best that it can look in its current condition. Trying to remove a couple of years of rust off of it. That's it. I'm not trying to make it brand new or anything like that. Just trying to remove some of the rust and make it look a little better. We'll clean up those forks. Just looking at it, I mean, they shine. We'll see if we can polish this paint up too. We might as well clean the whole front end while we're at it. I'll clean these lowers. These I believe are painted. They look painted. I think they were painted from the factory. So we'll try to clean up these lowers. We'll clean up around these this headlight bucket and all of that. See if we can get that nice and clean. Same thing, maybe polish up that paint a little bit. See if we can get a little bit better. But this is light years better than what it was. Just looking at this chrome here. It's got some shine to it. Oh, we also did the handlebars here. We didn't do the center right there because I wanted to show you guys. But look at the difference. Just cleans it up. Again, we're not trying to restore this thing. We're just trying to make it look a little bit better. Well, a lot bit better, let's be honest. So if we can make it look better all the way around, that's what we're trying to do. So these handlebars are looking better. All I did was put rust dissolver here and here. Didn't put it there, but it made a huge difference. So let's go ahead and put some on this headlight while that's cooking, because I've got to wait till my fender is finished, and I'll show you what that looks like. I've got to wait till my fender is finished so I can put it on, then I can put the tire on and all that stuff. No use, I can't put the fender on with without the tires. So let me go ahead and put a little bit around here while I'm waiting on that, see if I can clean up that the chrome around here, just, it's got stuff on it. Okay, so we've got our fender right there, looking really good, de-rusted. That rust dissolver works really good. And then I've started polishing up these guys. Everything's painted, so just using the drill and the buffer and making it look better. So just using a little compound, the drill, and doing this whole thing. Let's wipe it off. Just a little elbow grease. That's all you need. It's amazing what a little effort will do for you. But you can see that we can see where the paint is faded right there. This guy not as bad, but this side. It's better though. Okay, putting the tire back on. Okay, so we got the exhaust on, which was a whole lot harder than I anticipated, because, and I wasn't gonna show you guys me putting on the exhaust because it's really just putting one of these, putting that on. It's super simple. Everybody's done it. And I got into it and it was like, holy crap. This is the original exhaust collar. Keep in mind, this exhaust collar is from a CB450. Holes are not the same size. So ended up having to drill the other one. I haven't done this one yet. Ended up having to drill this one out and then slot it so it would be able to move in and fit, because I didn't want to keep drilling the hole bigger and not have enough material. I'd rather slot it and be able to have the room to go side to side, and it fits. So now we've got the exhaust on. Fender is on. Painted the underside of the fender. This whole front end is finished. I think we're gonna have to pull the triple tree out and check the bearings. It just doesn't feel as good as what it should, but that's something we can get to later. But this is starting to come together. Looks good with that exhaust on it. That exhaust cleaned up so good. You remember what that looked like? This sucker cleaned up so good. We still have to do the rear wheel over there. Everything just started taking longer. Deciding to paint the inside of the wheel. Okay, so then you have to let the wheel dry. So you got a half hour of that before you put the rim strip on. And that's just getting it to dry enough, right? Same thing with the underside. Painted the underside of the fender, had to let it dry a bit before I put it on. But guys, this fender looks so good. That's the same fender. It's the same one. All we did was rust dissolve on it, and look, it looks good. It looks really good. It cleaned up so good. It still has some spots, but that's okay. It looks way better. Now I got a question for you guys. And let me know in the comments, should I pull the fender, side covers, and rear fender and paint them? I can get really close to matching this. Or is it okay if I haven't even cleaned up the rear fender yet? So we hadn't even done anything to this back fender yet. We can clean up these a little bit more. But should we paint them? Or are we okay leaving them like they are? I think I'm okay with what they are. Let me know in the comments. Let me know what you think. Yeah, we're well on our way. So guys, that's the progress we made. Not as far as we wanted to go, but progress nonetheless. Again, everything just takes a little longer. And you fix one thing to figure out what else needs to be fixed. Like we determined our front brake cable is no good. It was all frayed, wouldn't work at all. So I've got to find a front brake cable. We didn't know that until we started putting it together. Again, you fix the first thing to figure out what the next thing and the next thing and the next thing are that you get to fix. That's the joy of these vintage motorcycles. But we're getting closer and closer with this guy. I am amazed at how good this Fender came out. You guys remember what it used to look like? And now it's looking like this. I like it. Our clutch, our sprocket cover on. We got to put the mechanism in, but we'll do that. That's good. That's working. This whole side exhaust is looking good. We're coming along. Won't be long now. Guys, I want to thank you for watching yet another episode of Motorcycle Rewind. And do me a favor, like, tag, share, and follow us on Instagram at Motorcycle Rewind. And go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Thanks again, guys, and have a great day. More CB450 Black Bomber content coming soon.